Hey guys, Irina Busurina here again, the Juicy Life Society, and today I have an amazing guest who really shines and smiles and is so incredible and amazing. And who is that?
I'm Annie.
Yeah? Annie how? Annie who?
Lebrun.
Yeah?
Annie Lebrun. Well, it depends in which country.
Yeah.
In Germany, they call me Annie Lebrun. In I would say, let's say, in America, they would say Lebrun. And then in France, they would say Annie Lebrun.
Okay. So Annie, tell me a little bit about what you do and what is so joyful in your work, what you do.
Oh my
Because
God.
you've been featured in this amazing book, Ignite Your Life edition with your story. But what is your story?
Oh yeah, well, I'm mostly talking about my life, not necessarily about what I do.
As a board, yeah.
Yeah, but I did explain that there was what somehow motivated me, like an event in my life where I wanted to turn it obsolete and then make it like what is negative. I turn into something positive, and that was for me my theme. It was menopause. I thought I was like sick and I was very tired, and then I found out that I got the results, and then my doctor called me on Monday morning and said I was expecting you're missing iron or something like that. I'll give you supplements, and then it was like, oh, okay, you're already in menopause. So what do we do? Like, So for me it was like difficult because I had to accept that I was never gonna be a mom for now. Maybe I see it different today, but at that point, I felt like what? I felt like I received a stamp right here, like out of order.
Yeah, yeah.
And it really, and I thought I'm kind of rebellious, I help my clients to, I tell them all the time, you don't have to get old, it's only written on your credit card, on your card.
Yeah.
And then and it's like if you want to get old, it's all up to you. But that was like having this result. It was just okay. It felt like I couldn't do anything or change anything. So
Powerless. I felt powerless.
yeah, I felt more than powerless. I felt like, yeah, you're right. This was out of control, and I was still feeling like, oh, am I in my 2/3 of life? My last 1/3 already, and it's like, I didn't see. I've been so busy, like running around training people and telling them, "Do you feel better?" And now it's like, oh, you are not. You don't have the power anymore to bring someone to life. Like I'm all about life. I'm energetic. I dance, and I felt like wow, like taking a few of my batteries out of my back. And it's like okay. How much time do I have left? Almost, but it took me. It was two weeks that I spent on my sofa, and but the rebellious side of me just came out, and you know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this.
What does that mean?
That means that that I didn't want to let this stop me, and then that's it,
Yeah.
because that was the response I had on the telephone. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how I end the announcement. Like they're like, oh, that's it. No hormones anymore. It's like, okay, why do I do that? And also going through the changes, and I would have wished that we're prepared as teenagers, like, oh, you're gonna get your periods, you have this talk already with your friends, or maybe your family, or maybe your sisters or your cousins or whatever, and then for that one, like the only part I knew is like I was making jokes of it, like, oh, women like the menopause, they're so impatient. And then it was my turn.
Yeah.
It's like, but like what? and yeah. So basically,
But how did your life changed with the menopause that you went through?
it's just because for the last 10 years before that, I've been spending so much time you know, I switched, I changed the country 2007. No, I met my husband 2007. I moved to Germany in 2008. I told my mom I'm coming back in 1 year after my visa, and then I ended up staying there for 10 years. But in the meantime, for me, family is really like, I need to be close. I touch people all the time, so I need to have them on there to my house. And my nieces, and they were like, you know, they were like this, and then they're going like this, and I'm not there to see that. So it was a shock. So so the last 10 years it was back and forth, because there was always somebody sick or family members, you know, dying. And so my mom got sick also. Took care of that, and I don't have brothers and sisters, so having the ocean apart in between Canada and Germany, that made it difficult. So I was like always doing back and forth, finding a job, quitting a job, finding another job, you know, and then doing the back and forth for over 10 years. And then it was like the menopause clock, like TikTok told me, like, okay, it's about time you take care of yourself. You cannot go on and come back to you. And writing this chapter like has definitely changed my life, because the beauty of it was like I was able to put some words on it and actually make fun of it.
Yeah.
And
How did
have
you make
control.
fun of it? How did you make fun of it?
Well, it was my new not sentence, but my new definition of menopause.
Yeah, what was that?
You don't know?
No.
It was like, oh, but you have to find the emoji. I don't know if I can find it. You have a pause? No. Okay.
No poses.
But it was like me. But so just imagine the emojis, okay? So me
emoji.
like a girl.
Yeah.
No with a no sign.
Yeah.
And pause with a coffee break.
Me no pose. Me no pose. Yeah.
No pause anymore.
No posing.
No holding back.
Yeah, these women on the menopause is like, you no more poses. You full on, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So I started my company.
How cool is that?
Yeah, so I needed to conceive. So if you, any girls, it doesn't matter, because you know menopause can start really, really young now.
Oh my gosh, goosebumps. Wow, yeah, menopause, yeah. Can go like any time, right?
Well, I know there's more and more women, you know, it starts earlier age, so it's like...
What is early age?
Some of them 35, 38 years old.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't have, like for me, I didn't have any children. My husband, like, he had already 2.
Yeah.
Now they're big kids today, so it was kind of easy for me being stepmom. But still, I always had, you know, taking care and going there back and forth the last 10 years. Didn't give me, I didn't ask. It was like somehow not having children at that time was like okay, because I was like free to go everywhere I wanted.
Yeah.
I would have been like with a child, but somehow. So I thought to myself, did I miss anything? Okay. But then I have no regrets, because I would still do the same thing today. So family first, you know, family first. And also I always follow my heart. I know it's not logical for some of you. Like, okay.
What is not logical?
Because, you know, always, you know, finding a job, quitting a job, you know, is like, and giving like, not building really a career during that time.
Yeah.
So, but you know, there's also like other women, they do that also as they have like, they conceive 2, 3, 4 children, you know, sometimes it's like that throughout many years. So I did it with my parents, and I done it also with the family, my husband's family too, you know, living in another, you know, another country. So yeah. So, but it was like, but it's just for me, it was like, you women, doesn't matter at what age, and please, like, maybe take some time to inform yourself, because I thought there was no alternatives, and having the symptoms that I was living is.
What are those symptoms?
Like, okay, so the first is like, you don't sleep well. Not every woman will have that, okay? And the hot flashes, so you have the hot flashes, you wake up, you open up the bed, you stay there until you like, okay, until you're covered in sweat. So now you're cold again, then you drape yourself again. You might sleep another hour. For those who had that already, you're laughing, I know. And then you open up. So it's a back and forth, and it's really, so you don't sleep well, not really deep. So of course, like in the next morning, it's like, you're not, after 1 or 2 years like that, it's like having young children. You're not yourself anymore when you're over that time. You don't have necessarily, and you know what I heard is that it's not the problem that you're missing some estrogen that is the problem. a problem in that we don't have patience. It's not because also we're not sleeping enough. It's also, or the imbalance, you know, it's like the roller coaster. It's the same thing in fact with you when you are pregnant. So
Yeah.
you're like ups and downs, like very emotional quickly. You don't understand what's going on. You don't even know what, did I say that? Your reaction? So the problem is not actually the oxygen, oxygen, yes. You're not breathing properly.
Yeah, estrogen. Yeah.
The estrogen
Yeah.
is because you're missing on oxytocin.
The happiness hormone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because of that, it's like I don't know which one which is like, but somehow it's like so your bad temper and
Just
your-
hormones, right?
Your impatience, yeah, your impatience comes from like you have less oxytocin, which
Yeah.
is also the empathic hormone.
Yeah.
So that means
So you become.
you don't want to cuddle. You're no time to no time to waste. You're straightforward. You say the things they are, but maybe the people just see you as like, my God, what's wrong? Like you just don't want to miss time. I mean, for me, it's like, oh, I never thought that you were understanding me, like that I was rude. For me, it was like normal, but so when
Yeah.
we
Some
have
people take it
less
like a
in-
personal. Yeah. Your straightforwardness. That is actually from hormones. That is like effect of the hormones.
well,
right?
maybe because you're missing oxytocin. Does that mean that men have less oxytocin too?
Man. Okay.
Good question.
So, what do we do to bring this oxytocin back?
Well, you can cuddle. Get
Yeah.
massage.
Yeah.
Get massage and or get a pet if you're alone. But sometimes we, you know, especially if you're traveling the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you do miss a cuddle. It's not like you go, oh, okay, I'd like to have a cuddle today, like.
Yeah.
And the problem is also because you feel like you're becoming a monster. You
start
isolate yourself.
Yeah, alienating yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and because you don't understand what's going on, also you really think I'm losing my mind, and it's like, you know, a vicious circle. So.
What to do in that situation?
Well, talk to your doctor. If your doctor doesn't know really, or your gynecologist, sorry, it's
The
French,
femi-
German, and English in the same time.
Gynecologist. You mean like the
Yes.
doctor for females
Yes,
who checks all your hormones?
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. Yes, he's or she might have like alternatives. Do some blood tests. Check out also your vitamin D and vitamin B and all vitamins. So for me, it was like at first, my doctor, she just prescribed me, like I didn't want to take any hormones because my mom had breast cancer, my grandma too, and I was kind of against it. But there are hormones therapists and specialists. So I invested. I really took some money, and I found like
Good
an
ones.
expert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cost me a lot of money, but you know what? I sleep now. And I
Yeah.
have much more temper, like better temper.
Oh, nice!
Cuddle more.
Because actually Annie is like the most funniest and sweetest person that I met here. But like on the interview, we're talking like for 30 minutes about like this deep stuff for women, right? To take care of,
But
right?
and I know
So
it's
it's
like,
important.
it sounds like menopause. I don't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it, seriously. Me neither. It's like what? But seriously, because I know so many of my friends too, you know, they start in like mid 40s or the beginning of 40s, and they already start, you know, the first symptoms. They just don't know. They just don't know it. You know, you think I'm tired. I
Okay.
have 3 children. You know, like I'm running the house, and
Yeah.
then boom, it's there, and you got caught up.
So
And-
what would you recommend like to men actually to deal with the woman on a menopause? Like,
Yeah.
What is the best ways, because it's a totally different woman that you married like 20 years ago or something like that, right?
Yeah, going away or
50.
going back to the cavern won't help the situation, because the women will feel, oh my God, I've been so bad. Like, am I really this monster? I can't. But you don't have to tell her, like, men, don't find a solution, because it's, don't try to find a solution, because sometimes it's just, we need somebody who hears us, like really take some
It
time to
takes
listen.
space for us. Yeah.
Listen and says, oh, I think I know what you're going through. Don't tell her menopause. That's the first thing, number one. Don't say it must be menopause. You're gonna get like, like you divorce.
I know my hormones myself.
It's like, or maybe just like a rub in the bed, like, did you sleep well lately? I noticed, like, Yes, like, should we change mattress? I don't know.
Oh, should you get
Like-
some belly rubs, right? Yeah.
No, more that, like, should we take some quality time, like you and I,
Yeah.
make something like, oh yeah, that's just something to like
Oh,
feel refresher,
nice,
you know?
nice,
And
nice.
don't, and then maybe talk about the doctor after, but not straight away.
Yeah, yeah, no, totally. And tell me about the joys that you have in your life, and how do you actually play them out, and how do you express them?
Well, the joy I get it from, well, I've seen it, like, and you see it also.
Yeah, we received great news with you today, isn't it?
No, it's not. Well, there's many of them, but the first joy I have, like I would say, dancing and movement.
Yeah.
Movement is like each time I feel, I know that I pump up and like moving. You know that the blood will be, the blood is pumped from your heart, but your lymphatic system, you know, all your hormones also, and your immune system. When we don't move,
Yeah, what happened?
it doesn't move. So
Yeah.
we need to pump the muscles. So movement is usually where it releases very good hormones. You know, I don't know all the names right now. It doesn't come up to me because there's such a beautiful view here right now. I just catch
Yeah.
my breath. But
So let's show the view.
yes,
Yeah.
isn't that wonderful? So joy comes from movement, or just changing the synergy. We have visit
Yeah.
now. The synergy, and about myself, and I know that most of the time it doesn't have to be like hardcore spinning,
Yeah.
or but sometimes just taking a walk. For me, it was always like my movement is meditation for me.
Yeah,
It takes me back
100%.
into my body and less in my mind. So this is pure joy. Dancing is also
Yeah.
like a liberating experience.
100%. Annie, like, remember, like, first time we met, like, you took my broken fingers and you started, like, massaging it, like, and then, like, something Annie did that, like, really, like, was super painful in the beginning, but then it was, like, so nicely releasing and relaxing. Could you tell us, like, more about this fascia work that you do, and why is it for us so important to go into this beauty, this fascia beauty, and what does it, like, and how is it working, and what does it do for us?
Well, fascia, first
Especially
of
if
all-
we're like stressed and
yes.
tensed and stuff.
Well, there's a lot of it's been fascia has been accepted only since 12 years and as an official medical system, like like the respiratory. I cannot speak today. Like like. For your respiration, you have a system, a circulation system, and so on. So now they decided, wow, we have this thing. We thought it was just wrapping, and it's just like wrapping one cell in a bundle of cells, and then muscle fibers, and then muscles, and packing like group muscles, and so and it's like putting you all together. It's your inner wet. Inside, from your bones to the under your skin to your skin. So you're like, and I'm passionate about that because it's called the felt sense. So all your sensories about sensations are there. So they're the one community. Do you know you have like more sensors in your fascia than in your own eye?
Wow.
Yeah. So it's all about sensation, body sensation, and because I felt like so many times, like okay. The more we feel, the more we activate them. And very often when we hurt ourselves, and that's why I work on it, is that if you'll notice that either you feel numbness or pain. And then in between we lose, like just think, if you were young, maybe you don't have necessarily, you don't have that much story into your body, but any injuries that you have, like you said, your broken bone, very often it's like, it's like a little trauma inside, and the body has built some scar tissue, or like did some repair
work.
Some work, and after that, but very often, and too many often, like we don't do enough work, because any scars will grow inside. Doesn't matter if it's like a real scar or inside scar. It could be also like any inflammation. If you have like a sinuses problems and it comes every year, you will develop scar tissue there too.
Yeah, sure.
So as your scar tissue or any inflammation will develop and stay like chronic, some nerves or sensors and nerve endings are being trapped into it, into the crusted Yummy,
Look,
yummy.
for example, like here I have like this major scarf. I don't know who sees that, you know?
Yes.
And someone told me like, you know, that I need to kind of something do with this scar, so
Yes.
to remove this kind of energetic cut,
Yeah.
so that like the whole system is working again. Could you share more like about this? What is that? The kind of how to rebuild this kind of thing, and what is the sense
Why
of
is it
this
so
today?
important? But
Yeah.
that's what I was telling you now. It's like as we liberate, and so you can do it with body work or any manual therapies, but you can do it also yourself as a self-care, depending like
Yeah, how?
there's like specific, and this is what I do also, is
Yeah.
like the connective tissue training. So
Yeah.
there's a special angles or axis that you need
Yeah.
to stretch to really actually renovate, rejuvenate your inner web, like your inner self. So I'm here. So when you tell me join, it's like I'm here to say that you can wipe out a lot of crust out of yourself.
How?
And this is like, and this crust are what we call them limitation or scar tissues or any like restrictive movement. Like we say, I used to be able to do that. This is holding you back. And I do
In
think
your
that
movements.
not in you move, not just in that. I'll go
Where?
even further. I'll go then
Where?
your restrictions, they print out, they embed your body, they mold
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
and they mold also your behaviors.
Whoa!
We'll need a second video for that, but you know.
Wow. No, tell us more. We still have a few minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Where can I start? So it's basically.
How do you start with that? How do you start
The
with like
basics.
removing those limitations?
Okay.
Through yoga, through movement, through massages. What is the best accessible ways to do that?
Well, for you, like, let's come
Yeah.
back to your. So
Yeah.
it's all about how much you can work, because, like I said, the body does the repair,
Yeah.
but it's our job to make
Take
it
care of this
fine. So he will do the the like put the polyphenol. I don't know. You covered the holes
Yeah,
in your-
plaster. Yeah.
Yes, like a
on
plaster
top.
on it. Okay, but it's hard to adjust. So now we understand that maybe there's things to be done that
So how
we
would
can
you do that?
So I will basically, because
Stretch them out.
well, just imagine like a big pile of pudding with jelly beans in it and
Yeah.
Twizzlers. You know Twizzlers,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
So Twizzlers would be your collagen fibers.
Okay.
So just think that they're probably uneven because your body is really good at doing the thing but not
Yeah.
finishing them. So it's your job to do that. So if I do that already, I call it like the combing, like
Yeah.
so I would just like
You
be
stroke
there.
it on top.
I stroke it somehow, but
Yeah.
it helps me. It reveals me also how to like what's going on inside. Where is it uneven, and
Yeah.
usually where I perceive bumps, this is usually where people say, "Ouch!" Like no, and then there's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's mostly you gotta be
So-
able. It's not about to just create pain to create pain, but like I said, remember those.
Like you stay on this pain point and then you press until when?
Yeah, but it's just until it releases. So I always say it's in between 1 and 10 from pain. Okay, 10 is like I'm dying from
Yeah.
pain.
No,
I
not
would
dying
say,
yet.
but if you feel like it's a 6 or a 7 or an 8, or it could be also a 4 or 2. And that's what we have done the workshop with tennis balls. Is like if you work under your feet, for example, or your hands, or foam rolling. You'd be working there, so you just wait until it releases. So actually, so each time you have an uneven pudding in your body, it should be melting up sometime, like not completely, but that's why you have to keep continuously. You have to be consistent when you want to work your connective tissue and also rejuvenate your whole inner web, like when I'm talking about like your whole fascia system.
Connective tissue,
So have you felt that? It felt
Yeah.
like wow, it released until the up there. I got lost. Sometimes I say like I talk, or I work in the same,
work.
but both together it's like somehow.
No, you do a good job. So
So-
basically, how do we do that? First is the calm, then you look for the bumps. And what's that?
It's mostly I usually feel it, but for you would take your tennis balls, or maybe it could be a mini roll, and then you you work the sensation. You understand
Yeah.
what I mean? So the more we are, you were trying to. There's more, not necessarily a technique, but we need. So I would stretch like this.
You will stretch the scar.
But you do you notice where you are red more than usually? Is this where the circulation has been activated now? Because where you have scar tissue is like a big sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm basically doing is
Yeah.
allowing that there's like any inflammations or
Yeah.
fluids that are still there to be released. So I'm squishing your somehow your tissues to make sure that fresh water comes back inside.
Ah, wow. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
so this will help you to. We should have done a picture of that before and after. You can see like the work, but actually we'll do. I'll show her how to do that, and she'll do before and after for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so and this will actually really make and create like a smoother from outside scar. But my
Yeah.
main concern is always inside, because you know it's growing inside, so you don't have like, you know, sometimes when you feel like you're scratching here and you might feel somewhere else, there's like connective tissue is like everything is connected in the body, and there's no holes, there's no
Yeah.
empty spaces. So I know
Then I
it's
stretch. So first thing, like
Yeah.
you come, then you look for the bumps and you stretch around.
like, yeah,
Right?
that would be like,
And
it's
then this
really like the,
stretching.
yeah, that would be like 101 how to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
And then I would definitely try to go in every vectors
Vectors.
vectors
Yeah.
because
So in all
like I said,
directions. Like
Yeah.
you stretch the scarf in different directions.
because
Is correct?
inside or behind you have spaghetti that, you know, when you cook
That
them
is
you don't shake
stretched.
them,
Yeah.
they're stick. So that's
Yeah.
what.
Wow. That was Annie's little short masterclass, how to stretch the tissues on the scars.
Yeah,
Right?
we talked a lot about things today.
Yeah, we did. We did. Annie, tell me like something what is yummy in your life, what you're looking forward in the future.
I just want to spread out the word and help anybody to become the boldest, the badass out of them by changing the posture, helping them also with their restrictions. Don't think that there's nothing to do, and I'm here to give hope that, you know, no, there's something more. There's something more. If you haven't tried it, just try it. And
What is your message from your heart towards the humanity?
keep on moving.
Keep on moving.
When it doesn't move, just continue. It moves anyway.
Yeah.
So and yeah, so when your head, yeah, that's my biggest message. When your head, you know, doesn't have the answer, just listen to your body, because the awareness, the connective tissue, I would call it the first intelligence, knows it.
How can you listen? What is the best way to listen to your body?
For me, it's like it could be taking a walk. Sometimes it's just like using tennis balls and rolling on it, and then just centering myself and bring back. So it just brings my consciousness and awareness from in the inside, because we always say all the answers are inside.
Yeah.
The more I roll, the more it rocks. The more I think, the less I think. That's a good thing. So yeah.
Yeah. What would you like to see less in this world?
Basically, I don't think of it spontaneously. I don't have an answer, because I have to think. I just focus on things that I like. But yeah, less than what I was gonna say. I want to see more compassion, unity. I want to war. I mean, violence. Why?
Yeah.
Not just for humans, also against nature and animals.
Nature,
If you're moving out and you don't want your dog anymore, just don't leave it there in the house. And we can talk about that another time. But seriously, I just don't understand. So I rather continue to move, because then when I get there, it really hits me. But I still want to believe that everybody has this light inside of them. This goodness, this yummy, this juicy, and it's just, if it's not coming out, it just has been hidden.
Has been hidden.
Yeah, so like maybe it's by rolling on tennis ball is gonna help that.
To open up. What juicy life means to you?
It's joy, like I mean, juicy joy, happy, funny. Yeah, juicy is like it's something you just want to bite into it. I just want to have more. Is this a good answer?
Yeah, it's a perfect answer. What is your animal sound?
My what? My animal?
Animal sound.
Animal sound. I have many.
Yeah, which one?
Okay. My dolphin. there's.
Could you share it? Could you share it here in front of the camera again?
Oh, which
Yeah.
one? The dolphin.
The dolphin or the cat? Which one you like?
Yeah, I mean, I like the dolphin also. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like more like a, I don't know, maybe a bird, but I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So beautiful. There was Annie Lebrun.
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 However, the beautiful, sweet Annie, who'll be the beautiful friend with me. So
Thank
see you
you.
soon. And do take care of your fascia.
Oh, yeah.
Do take care of your fascia. Bye.
Bye.